Hello everyone, welcome to Tasty in Situ. Today we make rice and stew. If you go to any restaurant in Nigeria, you're sure to have this recipe ready to go. It's very popular and easy and delicious. We're going to be making this with about 7 Roma tomatoes, 2 onions, 3 bell peppers, 1 shallot, yes, spring onions, 2 bunches. We're going to be using some sweet peppers, about 8 of them. The sweet peppers are easy to snack on. You could just put some peanut butter and you'll enjoy it. And here we go with the cleaning up. We're going to be using the Roma tomatoes. I like to use this. It is not as sour as the other tomatoes, and I squeeze out some of the excess seeds in there to reduce the water content. It's just easier when you're cooking to do that. Next, I'm removing the seeds from the bell pepper and giving it a good wash. The bell pepper packs a lot of flavor. It's just good. And next, I'm going to be taking off the roots of the spring onions, taking off any wilted leaf in there, and the onions, I'm taking out the outer layer and cutting them up into a size for the blender. And lastly, with the sweet peppers, I'm taking out the seeds and just giving it a good wash. Next step, everything is going to be put in a tray. I am using this tray with a rack in between, and then I'll line the vegetables on top. Thank you, Sisi Jemima, for this tip. I tried it and it turned out real good. It gives the stew a different taste, different vibe, and I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for the tip. So what we are doing is placing all these vegetables on this tray with the rack in between to catch water that is being dehydrated from the vegetables. And so I put it in the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit for roughly 1.5 hours. So the oven does all the job. It dehydrates the vegetables and makes the cooking time much shorter when it's time to fry the vegetables. This is an alternative to reducing your tomatoes. If you'd like to try out this, let me know in the comment section if you did and how it turned out. So right here I'm boiling some water just in case I need it for the rice or for the meat. But first, for the meat, we're going to be using 2 different kinds of meat. I chose to use a native chicken. It's getting a good wash, and I'll be using some goat meat. This is also getting cleaned out. To that, I'll add this mid-sized onions. Yeah, I was just playing around there. Yeah, and so the chicken goes in. We have the goat meat, and we have the chopped onions added to the beef. We're going to sauce this beef with some salt, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 bouillon cubes. We're adding a dry blend stock powder, and we cover and allow everything to cook in its own juices. And if we need to add water, which we will add because the meat is still tough and needs to be cooked. Holiday greetings to all my subscribers, new and existing. Thank you for joining us. And if you're just joining us for the first time and you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to hit the bell, subscribe, like, share. We enjoy it whenever you're here. Now we're going to go on to cooking the rice. The rice is parboiled rice. This cooks differently from other rice. First of all, we're trying to reduce the content of the starch content in this rice. And so we're going to do quite a handful of washing. We wash and strain off. Wash and strain off. We do this quite a number of times. And after we've strained it off, then we can go boil the rice, and then we repeat the process somewhat 15 minutes into the time the rice is being boiled. And so to an empty pot, we put the rice in, and I put some of that hot boiling water right there. and then we leave it alone. And so about 15 minutes in, when the rice looks about this, then we take it off the fire and then we strain off some more starch from the rice by washing and straining. So for both washes, we are simply reducing the cloudy water. The less cloudy it is, the less starch it has. And that's why you see me rinse and repeat. The rice is all strained and washed, and it's going in for a second time, for a second boil. And so I'm adding 3 cups of cold water. Now, what you pay attention to is the heat at this point. First of all, the heat will be high, and as soon as it comes to a boil, you turn it down and then you add some salt. This is 1 teaspoon of salt. And if you see your rice doing this, you could just tilt the cover of the pot a little bit. And so as soon as the rice comes to a boil, you turn it down, turn the heat down to medium low, and you just allow the rice to simmer and become very soft. And after that, you're done. Your rice is done. Roughly 20-25 minutes after that, the rice will be ready. Now we're heading back to see what our gorgeous vegetables look like. They're all dehydrated at this point. This is after 1.5 hours of being in the oven. And guess where they're headed? Into the blender. And we're going to blend these up and use them to cook. With the tomato puree ready, we move on to the meat, and the meats are all ready. We're separating the meat from the stock, and now we make the stew. First, we add 1 cup canola oil, and as soon as it's heated up, we begin to gently drop the chicken and the goat meat in there to fry. We're going to fry this very lightly, just a little browning, and then we get them off the fire. At about this time, they are ready, and the next ingredient that will be going in will be the tomato puree. You have to be careful with this because the oil is hot. I had to turn this all the way down. And then here I am adding 2 bouillon cubes. Here we go with a 1/4 teaspoon curry powder and a 1/4 teaspoon thyme. And then we cover. Remember, the meat is sauced with a lot of spices. After covering and allowing to cook for a little bit, the meat comes right back to the party. This is now the fried chicken and the goat meat. And we have that stock that was left in the pot. We don't throw any of that away. We add it right back to the mix and then give everything a very good mix. And allow the meats to be stewed into the stew. This was a little bit too dry, and so I added 1 more cup of heated canola oil. And after that, you allow it to cook for roughly 10 minutes. And here we are, guys, with our beautiful stew. We have the rice served with the stew. These two combo, I think, are one of the most popular dishes in Nigeria. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and enjoy!